Hello and welcome back to my interview, part two of my interview with Tom Bellwood. Hi, Tom.
Hello, Ben. How are you, mate?
I'm fine. We'll go on to question 4 now. We were just talking about Darren Leatham and the old Oasis gig at Hull Ice Arena, but now we'll move on to question 4. So let's get on with it. Question 4, last 2 questions. Let's push it to the max. Question 4, how has COVID affected your life and line of work?
COVID hit TalkSport hard. You know, it was like everybody. You know, we had to redesign everything that we did. We had to be very careful with all of our staff, and also take very difficult decisions in terms of how we keep the station on air, how we keep the station relevant, and one of the main points, one of the main factors of TalkSport in terms of what we are is live sport, and live sport was switched off. In March 2020, the Premier League got switched off, the EFL got switched off, rugby, everything got switched off. So that was a difficult time in terms of coping with live sport being turned off, but also trying to stay relevant, but also making sure that our staff were in a safe environment and our presenters were in a safe environment, and making sure we stayed on air. So it was very, very difficult. It was very difficult very quickly. So we relied heavily on technology. So presenters coming from home, we had to order any amount of kit for presenters to keep presenting from home. And technology like IPDTL was hugely important. So we had to come from a starting point of who needs to be in the building, and we came from a very brutal point of it was just broadcast critical staff. So producers, presenters, we had to rationalise who needed to be in, and who could present and who could be from home. So we had a system of presenters being from home in the main, and the tech ops, the broadcast assistants were in the building, and that was really, really tough. But I think TalkSport thrived in that space because we relied on the creativity and the hard work of our staff, and I actually think we flourished in that space. We relied heavily on our phone books, and there are any number of guests who are willing to come on on Zoom calls, on video calls, etc. And that happened very quickly. So we had Paul Weller and Noel Gallagher, etc., coming on in quality. But what it also did was it pushed forward the change in the way that we present our content. So we were having contributors come on in video, and that's now how we do it as a basic. Our contributors now come on in Zoom in quality in video that we now share on our various kind of social media platforms, and that's now the kind of basic of how we do stuff. So it was difficult. It was a very trying time, but equally, it also kind of pushed forward how we host our guests.
Brilliant. Yeah. Last question on the list. I don't want to keep you too much longer, Tom. What advice would you give to young aspiring broadcasters who are starting out?
Get experience wherever you can. If you want to be a radio presenter, there are far fewer opportunities for you. So if you need to get if you want experience in being a presenter, get it at local radio. Host your own YouTube shows. Show people what you can do, and take any opportunity you can get. Don't hope that an opportunity will come your way. Take the opportunities. Like I say, create your own YouTube channel. Show people what you can do with content, because content is king. Whatever it is you need to do, take the opportunities. The local radio, hospital radio, whatever it is, take those opportunities. And that's my advice.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us, Tom. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me today. Please give it up for the legendary Tom Bellwood. Tom Rhys, sorry. Thanks very much for joining us on it. This will be available on my wix.com website and my YouTube channel. Links will be put up later on, so tune in. Thank you. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for the watching and listening. And that's a wrap.